Hello and welcome to Meet Your Inspiration podcast with Mary and Rich. Here we're talking about inspiration, motivation, and empowerment. Our guests are ordinary people who became extraordinary, and with sharing their stories, we want to empower you to become the person you want to be and to go beyond your dreams. We finally, after so long time arrangements, we managed to have a really great young inspiration in our room today, and we're very happy and excited and proud to say a big welcome to Ronnie Smart. And we want you to remember this name because we do believe that in the near future we'll hear a lot about him. And with this episode, we're starting this series where we're gonna share young inspiration stories, and we want to show that the young people, the kids, can teach us so much. And I'm really looking forward to learn a lot about you, Ronnie. So welcome, and thank you very much for being our guest.
And don't forget Nathan and Lorna.
Yes, of course. Sorry, I didn't want to forget them. I am excited, obviously. So, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
No racing today, and
No.
that's why you're with us. Shall we start quickly with what happened last week? Because I know last weekend you had a really good race.
Yeah, so I was going to Kimbolton for the race weekend. It went all right on practice day, but on the first heat it didn't go so well.
Okay, take us back and tell us what inspired you to start with karting, how you choose karting.
My dad started doing it and I really wanted to have a go, so I had a go and I really enjoyed it.
And how old were you then, Ronnie?
5, 6.
Oh, wow. Okay, amazing.
And how Mum was feeling when he got in the car.
Very nervous.
Nathan, you've got obviously experience with that.
Yeah, so I used to race when I was younger. It was about 12 or 13. I used to race only like club level once a month. We had a very small budget to just go out and do what we loved. And I just ever since that day, I've just always had the passion for karting.
Okay.
And then always said to Lorna, when we have kids, whether girl or boy, it don't matter, one of them's got to do karting. And obviously Ronnie was first. And yeah, I used to just go out just practicing, and he just sort of come along with us, and then he was like, could I have a go? So we've got a little car, and that's it. He's been in ever since.
I know that obviously you've been through, knowing you needed to go through something that for young kids, it's a bit challenging to go and hit certain weight because of the cart limits and whatever their requirements are. How did you manage to do that on that? What was you, 7 years old, 8 years old? How did you manage to do that and stay away from probably all these people around you who are giving you sweets or asking you for, because I assume that was one of the most important things.
Well, I did always eat them, but then once I started going to all this national stuff, I knew I had to lose a bit of weight, so I stopped re-eating them.
Yeah, but this is a great example for all of us as well, to find a way to be very controlled. Yes,
I think that's the thing. Like, even as, like, for us as first-time parents, we wanted Ronnie to have whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
So, and that's how we sort of fell into that trap. And then once he started, very quickly, like, obviously we were biased because we was like, oh, we think he's really good. But then people were saying to us, like, no, like, he is good. So, but then for him to be faster, we knew we needed to be lighter. We needed to for Ronnie to be lighter, to be able to, because he was like, well, how can I get quicker and be closer to their times? And the weight was the only answer. So as a family, we all, cut back on everything and just eating healthier and just being more organised with meals and stuff, and exercising as well. So he also started.
Because everyone thinks you sort of get in the car and you just sort of, for most of us, we get in a car, we get in a go-kart, we think, oh, right, I'm going to be really quick. And it's all about the line and everything. And you forget all about your head and the training and being fit. Because like most people, if they go on a kart experience, like adults, they go like in 20 minutes. And after about 10 or 15 minutes, they're aching all over. And the next day they feel like they've been knocked over by a bus. Yeah. So you really got to feel really fit. And I'm sure you probably have to do a lot of fitness training, don't you?
Yeah, a lot.
Do you?
What you
every
doing?
day?
What you doing here? What is your training
Just do a
program?
few sit-ups and push-ups. That's all it takes. I have to sort of work on my neck because how fast I'm going around the speed corners, it starts hurting after a little while.
So how do you do that? Because that's quite specialist. Because when you see the Formula One drivers and they've got like someone like holding a thing on the helmet against in your head.
Yeah.
Do you have to do that sort of training?
No, because I don't really know how to do it and really where to do it.
Who's
Okay.
helping you at the moment? Mum and dad?
Oh, yeah,
Or-
Dad.
Yeah, that is the personal trainer.
The pusher.
Yeah.
No, that's great because I believe that everything starts from home.
And
If
to
they
be like
can't see the
even, and they, both of the boys, just like on their own, they'll just be upstairs. Like we've got a little treadmill, which they'll go on that, and then they'll just do they'll get YouTube videos up, and then just do like these like fitness workouts, and so all of a sudden you hear all this banging and stuff upstairs, and they're doing something. But
No, but that's perfect.
yeah, and then
Perfect.
obviously football twice a week.
Football
as well.
helps massively in fitness.
Yeah.
Sometimes
of course.
3 times
Because
a week.
sometimes if he's not racing, he plays football on Saturday as well.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
you carry on with that.
So yeah, he still plays football. And obviously he trains Mondays football, Fridays football, and then just general. He does running club at school now. He's signed up for that, and he does like pickleball and stuff like that at school after school. So he's just he's putting himself in that position to make sure he's doing enough through the week. He has Wednesdays that he don't have to do nothing. That's his downtime.
Like he need to have an. Honestly, I think it's from this point you are more inspiration for most of us because we always think it's work, and we don't find time for all this, which is quite important. Have you got a big inspiration or some of the big names that you like in the karting? You want to be like them?
Or even in Formula One.
Or F1?
Yeah, I'd really like to be like Hamilton, but now these days it's all about money in Formula 1.
I know it is.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, we're
yeah.
going to get to that point and you will tell us a lot about it because I was shocked when you were sharing with me the figures. So, Hamilton, and are you then supporting which team now, obviously? You move now.
Ferrari.
So if
Is
you
that
move to
gonna-
Ferrari, your allegiance
Oh,
changed.
no.
It's
Have you
hard
always been
because
a
we've
Ferrari?
always been Mercedes fans, and
Yeah.
now Hamilton's
Massive.
gone. It's really hard.
It's hard to
Like,
swap.
oh.
Now you need to be for a few teams then. Mercedes, Ferrari, whoever, McLaren.
Yeah.
How about the young?
They're
Lando
all right.
Norris.
Yeah, he's definitely going to win this year. He's hungry for it.
You're
Verstappen's
supporting?
Mm.
You supporting McLaren as well? Or
sort of, yeah.
sort of. Okay. And what you love most about the racing? What is that?
I just like motorsport, really.
Yeah.
Engines, just like all of it.
Have you met any of a bit more famous people or
No,
not yet?
not really. I've seen David Coulthard at PFI International, but that's all I've really seen.
Okay.
Escape to luxury at Hempstead House Hotel and Spa, an elegant country house hotel in Bapchild, near Sittingbourne, Kent. Relax with indulgent spa treatments. Dine in style with exquisite cuisine. Perfect for getaways, weddings and events. Experience luxury in the heart of Kent. Book your stay today.
Be the first to discover Kent's best events all in one free app. What's On in Kent is a new and rapidly growing app where you can find days out information, places to eat, festivals, concerts, markets, and much more around you. Just with few clicks on your phone or computer, you can stay updated with real-time info and explore events across Kent. Don't even think twice. Just download. It's free. Probably Mum and Dad will help us now and you will explain us how Ronnie journey start and how in a few years obviously it's changed, and I know that now he's in the British Grand Racing or national.
He's
right?
racing nationally, yeah.
So explain us how all this works because I don't know anything about it, so it's interesting.
So he obviously now he's moved up to national racing. He'll stay in that until as much as we can keep him going to national. So obviously, but when he first started, he started club level, which was just a local track down the road, Sittingbourne.
Yeah.
And then you just progress into that. Once you start getting good, you got to think right. The next stage, I've got to push him into that stage. So now it's like national. We've done a couple of British rounds last year.
But we decided to move up because at Bayford he won the winter championship, he won the summer championship, he won the BM plate, and he was the lap record holder for his class. So we was sort of,
Fantastic.
we was at the top of where we
Yeah.
could
We
be
couldn't
for
progress
that group.
anymore.
And Kent champion.
And we became Kent champion as well.
Kent
So
champion as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
so we knew we had to move up because there was no more progression in this area.
Yeah.
And was that all on the same track?
Yeah.
So you were constantly racing the same track, really? Yeah.
So we was going there once a month, doing that same championship every month. So we knew we had to move up. So last year we decided to make the jump and go national with him last year. First time we've ever done it. He had 34 in his group for the whole championship. He ended up finishing 6th overall,
Amazing.
which was really, we was hoping for top 15, and then when he was 6th, it was a bit like,
And that's in your first season, and some of the lads in that some of the lads are older than you as well, and probably been doing it for a few years.
Yeah.
but the lads who finished above him were in their 4th year of that championship.
Oh,
Wow.
really? Wow.
So they better be prepared for this year,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And racing my old teammate again at Walden Law, which I'll now go beat him.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's
That's
good
the
to have
plan.
this motivation. Of course, this is
So his
what-
old teammate is a British champ. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you're sure you're going to beat him?
Yeah.
And he's going to go and beat him in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
So how many races are on the national?
I think he's 7 this year.
7.
Okay. And what are the costs behind that?
So for the whole championship, it's not too. Well, you say it's not too bad for the whole thing from round 1 to the last round with your race entry, your tyres. I think it was £2,400 to enter it for that.
Okay.
If you prepaid it.
So you pay it up front, or you can just pay round by round. But obviously, it works out more expensive doing round by round. So we decided just to pay it up and get it done. So we know we just got to turn up. But obviously, it's not just turning up. We've obviously got travelling, fuel, accommodate, all that sort of stuff. It's just it racks up very quickly. Like going to Newcastle, we could be £250 in diesel.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a
On
long
top of your
journey
weekend.
across there and back.
So it's everything just adds up very quickly.
Yeah.
So you narrow it down. A general weekend for us is over £1,000
Yeah.
for a
Now
race
you mentioned
weekend.
when the entry includes the tyres, so they provide the tyres for the weekend.
Yeah,
So you don't have to add and how many sets of tyres would you get through? One set for the whole weekend.
Well, unless you burn them out and everyone burns them
Well,
out.
but it
Oh, do they?
depends. It depends on like at the club championships that we do, they generally you'll have a new set of tyres for each round. Obviously,
Okay.
because the CKC that we're doing, well, it's called the Kart Championship now, isn't it? They give you your tyres. So even if you do it round by round, you have to get them from them, and it's so that they're controlled, basically, just to try and keep the costs down. Because there are people that could afford new
Really
tyres every day,
And probably even more grippy tyres. You could have almost
they have
fresh tyres.
everyone. So everyone
Yeah.
has to have the same tyres, but
Yeah.
like you could have someone they could afford to have a new set on the Saturday, a new set on the Sunday.
Yeah.
So to keep the cost down and keep it fair for everyone, they supply the tyres, and you can only have a certain amount, like certain sets of tyres for the whole championship.
Wow.
and you do get people with big budgets. Even last weekend, we went out on tyres which were 2 days old in the wet, and we went 8 tenths faster than everyone in that whole grid. We went back down to the dummy grid. Everyone put new tyres on, and we still went faster than them. And then we went back again, had another new set on the next session,
No,
just
really?
to try and beat our time. Yeah.
Wow.
So they're £200 a set. So some of these boys have had the £400 in tyres just to try and beat his time.
Wow. And now, so those tyres are they got cuts in them, obviously in the wet.
Yeah.
So that you're not racing in slicks, because if you go to one of these sort of like kart days, you turn up at the karts and it happens to be raining. I remember years ago I went to an endurance one where like you did 2-hour race. I'm not sure that's really endurance, but 2 hours anyway. And it was chucking it down with rain, and all the karts had slick tyres on.
Yeah.
So it was really exciting.
I bet. I
But
bet.
your probably was fun here. We're talking about
Yes,
beating.
needed to win.
Yeah, that's the thing.
need. So, Ronnie, tell us a little bit about the karts, because so when you first started, what's the difference between the karts you started and the power, and then the karts you're racing today?
So when I first started, it was Bambino there on a 2-stroke, then a little bit smaller. Then they got so much torque because they got restrictor in. But when you
Right.
take the restrictor out, they basically go a lot faster, which a lot of people do cheat and do that.
Do they, yeah? Wow. So on the karts you're racing today, so they're a 2-stroke kart or a 4-stroke kart?
2-stroke.
2-stroke, okay. And how many cc's are they?
I don't really know.
125.
125s, okay. Wow. And how fast? If you're going in a straight line, how fast will it go?
Depends where you are. So when you're at like PFI International, it's about 60. No, not 60. Nearly
Okay.
70.
You'll know what
Wow.
it is.
Yeah, so last weekend at Kim, which is a very long straight, we was doing 116 kilometres an hour.
Wow, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
So not far off 70 mile an
70 miles
hour.
Yeah, that's fast. And does
How
it
do
feel
you
fast?
feel? Yeah, how do you feel when you're behind the wheel?
It doesn't actually feel that fast like they say it is. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, and you absolutely. Do you? I asked this lately. We had another guest that likes really the high speeds, and I asked him the same. I ask you, are you scared of that? How do you feel, or you feel absolutely confident and you enjoy it?
I feel confident. I'm going to get to the corner. I'm going to get round it.
You do, yeah, you know.
I mean, when he's going down the straight and then you see him still like going like that to try and push it to go that little bit
bit
faster.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's very confident.
Because it's not for everybody. For sure, it's not for everybody, and he's got the talent, as you said. Even last week, it was clear example that he's got the talent to do that. How are you finding when we talk about money? How is all funded? Obviously, are you part of a team? How everything
So
works?
we do racing for a team. We race for Project One Racing, and obviously we have to pay team fees every time we go out. So obviously they charge us a certain amount per day for team fees, and you get obviously coaching, obviously all in space, and just all the help and the backup from a team really. But now obviously we have to pay that on top of our racing for that weekend. So you paid your racing for the weekend, your tyres, and then you've got your team fees on top of that.
Okay.
So that's why it really bumps it up.
And team fees, not exactly, but roughly what?
You're roughly about
Yeah,
£200 a day for a team fee.
Okay, and obviously without this, you can't. Without being part of a team, you can't.
You can still do it, and we did try,
Yeah, we try as a
but
privateer.
we just obviously I say we, but it's not me.
Yeah, it's like
But,
you as a
Yeah,
family
we just
member.
didn't have the knowledge to be able to push him further, like for like cart setup, and we just didn't know all of that. Although Nathan's done it, they would literally their cart would be set to one thing, and they would just go out, and it wasn't. Although obviously it's great to win, it wasn't. It was just because they enjoyed it. Whereas Ronnie's is much more competitive, so he is there to win. And we just didn't have the knowledge, and even how we would think you would drive the track is not necessarily the best or the fastest way, and they teach him all of that we just can't do.
And what is the future? So from now on, what are the steps for him to carry on and continue with all this?
Well, just to progress as far as we can into it.
I assume it's getting expensive on every step.
Exactly. So the higher you go up, obviously the more money it will cost. Like I said, we've got lads on our grid who have got a £250,000 budget this year just for karting, and they just do what they can. Like a lot of them are racing in Italy this weekend because they just go out there and race because they just got the funds just to keep pushing and just doing that further afield stuff.
But one of the things that really stands out is obviously it doesn't matter how much money they've got.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, it comes down to raw talent.
Yeah.
And if you're fast, Ronnie's fast. Clearly, you can lap. I don't know.
What
within
were your
0.1 of a
records?
second. 0.1 of a second lap to lap. Can you do that?
So so the last time we was out, I can't remember who it was, and through 5 laps we was with not even a tenth of a second over 5 laps.
Wow.
Every lap, so it was just like scale electric
That
going around.
was Kim Bolton.
Yeah,
And that's proper because it's like someone can go out and do one amazing lap. And I know when we were talking to Tom Ward a couple of weeks ago, and he'd said, well, some of the guys on the bikes, he said they could put in an exceptional lap. Maybe the guys who are consistent are maybe doing a 126.2, 126.3, say, and like someone puts in a 125.9. And then the rest of the laps are 127s and 128s.
Yeah.
And they're never going to win a race.
No.
Because at the end of the day,
exactly
the consistency is your key, isn't it? I mean, that's the thing. So when you're doing that, do you just know every single lap when to brake, when to accelerate? You just literally, And how does that feel? Do you know you're on a sweet spot? Do you think, you know, this is the sweet spot? I'm happy with this.
Yeah, I
This is
get to
really
a few
cool.
last calls. I'm like, this is gonna be a fast lap.
Yeah. and then when you go 0.1 of a second faster, do you think, do you know that was bad? Can you almost feel it?
Yeah, I say to myself, I can go faster than that.
Yeah. Wow.
You have your timer as well in front of you, don't you? So you
Yeah.
can see. We obviously know where he does. He gets to a certain point of the track, and you see his head dip slightly, so we know exactly where he's
What
looking.
he's-
So
Yeah.
he knows what times he's doing, and if he needs to push harder, and so
Okay, but when if this become like professional, let's say level, when it comes the moment that he can earn from this talent and can obviously reinvest in his to grow more, at what stage is happening this? Or
I don't actually know, to be honest. I think because
we
we've
don't
never.
know when that happens.
Yeah.
or it because at the end of the day, it can't be just these guys that go 20 from all the world that are just in F1. Obviously, they are earning lots of money, but
Mm.
I think in conversation with you were telling me or not that behind them to get to that point, it's literally millions that they need to be investing there.
Yeah, I think you do get the odd driver. So like Lewis Hamilton is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Like
That's a
he
great
got
example,
and he
yeah.
got picked up.
Yeah.
You know, his dad was working really hard to get him out karting. He just got spotted by someone, got very lucky. Like
But is that work? This is probably my question. I didn't know about his story, how it ended up. But is it possible that just because Ronnie got the talent, Ronnie is really good on the speed, on the laps, and all these things. Is it possible? I don't know. Are they different teams that can
they're
see that and give a hand, but without you as well need to?
Yeah, so
keep
yeah, there
funding?
are like teams and things, or you know, scouts almost that
Mm.
would see that, and then
Probably
they would
talent
give you
scouts,
like a
yeah,
funded drive and
yeah.
put you into some sort of program with
Yeah.
them. How that then works after that, I have no idea.
I mean, the thing is, I mean, you look at like obviously McLaren picked up with Lewis Hamilton, didn't they? And they really, I mean, Lewis he got invited to that at one event, and he just went up to Ron Dennis
Yeah.
and sort of just said, "Hey, what
Yeah.
about me?" Sort of thing,
Yeah,
like give
exactly
me a chance.
that.
And sometimes that's what makes the difference,
Mm.
because I'm sure, because like we just said, I mean, there are loads of lads who go into it who have got a huge amount of money, but they don't really have the raw talent.
Mm.
And to be fair, the teams, I mean, you look at like Max Verstappen, you know, and you know, he's clearly got a raw talent, you know, and he loves it, whether it's sim racing, whether it's racing in the car, you know, and it's that consistency. I mean, like, at the end of the day, when you love doing it, I mean, you know, if that's your passion and that's all you ever want to do, I mean, I know I was like, I always wanted to have a go. Like, you know, just that was all I wanted to do, and get in a car and go fast. And when you've got that opportunity, it's just awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, we're not sure the stages how it works. As Laura said, there's other teams what might scout you, especially in this class he's gone to. You get more exposure in this class now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I assume they're going on competitions like that, and they should have a look.
So you might get scouted by a bigger team, and they might say you can come and race for us. You know, we're funded in that way, and you've got to pay that much, and it might be very similar to what you're paying now.
But you could be racing at a higher level.
And that's how you get into that rankings of racing.
Okay. So big teams, people, please, if you listen to this, get contact with us, and we will provide you information about this young talent, because I think what the family is sharing is quite showing the example what he's capable to do, especially at that age. For me, it's definitely a huge inspiration. What is your goal at the moment? What are your goals at the moment?
Try to get to a higher level, so end up going to like Dubai to go to the Grand Prix, but it's a lot higher level than what I do at the moment.
So you can do that in karting.
Yeah.
Karting. Okay.
Is that age as well? That you need to be certain age? Or?
I don't really know, to be fair.
No, so he could race in his class now where he's just moved to. They do like a plate, how they call it, like a Dubai plate, and you can just go and race there for 2 weeks. And all the karters seem to go and do that. Like, I think it's just one of those things, like quite a big theme for them to go and do that. You actually race around the F1 track, but in a go-kart. So he really wants, that's his passion, to go and try and do something like that. And you can win a ticket in England if you have to, but that's in the British Champs, you have to be like top 3
No,
Yeah.
or the European.
or the Europeans, and then you win a ticket to go and compete into that at the end of the year.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that will be his aim, is to
Good.
do that one
Once
day.
you've got a going aim and you know where you're going, I'm pretty sure, and your hard work is, there is no way to not happen, isn't it?
Mhm.
And you promise me you're gonna let us know when you're gonna come and share this experience with
Yeah.
us later on. Probably you're not very keen on this, but how you manage school, racing, training, how you do all this,
Don't we know, to be fair?
or just you get in the routine?
We're lucky with the school. The school do support it, and they
Perfect.
authorise his days off to go karting. But obviously, from Ronnie's side, he has to make sure that obviously he's working hard, keeping up with his reading, his times tables,
Yeah.
all of that sort of stuff, making sure his homework's always done. So yeah, he has to keep up his side for them to
Because
authorise his
sometimes you
days
have
off.
to leave probably Friday or
So on our national racing, we leave Thursdays,
okay.
Thursday morning. So
It
he,
depends what they are, though. So when it's like Walden Northern Railway, we leave on Thursday morning.
So does it mean that over there, while you're not racing, you have to go through school stuff and to learn a bit, or once you are back home, you try to catch up?
Yeah, I don't really catch up. They just, because a lot of people have a lot of days off, so it doesn't really affect anything.
You'll do like your TT Rock Stars and
that's
Accelerator
a
Reader
quite
bits on
good
his
that
yeah.
is
So he'll
helping
do that
on
on his
Yeah.
phone while he's travelling. I hope
Perfect.
anyway.
What year you are now? Year 4, 5?
Huh?
Which
What
year
school
are you
year?
at school?
Oh, 5.
Year 5. And what you thinking later on? He will stay probably around town, or because
Yeah,
it's coming.
I know.
Decisions to be
Scary.
made. Oh,
Yeah, very scary.
so we've had that conversation already, haven't we, about schools? Because they love sports,
yes.
and
It's
school and
important to be
yeah,
a school that will support this.
Exactly.
And I think that will sway our decision. Obviously, when September comes, we'll have to start looking at secondary schools. But
And it's good that you've got the opportunity to speak with the schools,
Yeah.
and you can clearly tell them, because all the hard work until now, you can't just
No.
swap.
No,
that on the
exactly
side.
that.
They need to go
Yeah.
together.
Do you enjoy school run?
No.
No.
He's
Don't
never
worry,
been
we
a
had-
huge fan,
Do
have
you know how
you?
many people were here and they said that? But this is the other thing, that nowadays we're living in a world that you've got opportunities.
Mm.
And yeah, of course, for some people, school and being academic and carry on with university is the right way. For some, it's totally not.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
But yeah, you find your passion, so keep on that. How is the football going then? Are you still enjoying? Or it's a bit more like training to keep you fit?
Yeah, it's a bit more like that.
But you
Training.
still score the goals? You
Well,
show them?
I had a few shots to hit crossbar. I don't quite go in every time.
I think this is where your brother is becoming quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
We hope so.
This is a... Okay, what about if someone young like you is watching us? Do you think you can suggest them something, or how could you
Particularly to get
inspire
into karting, what would you say? What do you need to get into karting?
Because you got to be fit. You got
Yeah.
to enjoy to do it, and you don't give up.
them?
Yeah.
Who teach you these lessons? Don't give up. How old is come from mom and dad or someone else?
It's come from mum and dad.
The biggest supporters, yeah? I think you are really happy as well because you've got your big family is always around.
Yeah.
I can see that everybody support, try to come. Have you got any races in Kent or somewhere close?
I'm trying to think. Not really.
Are they
No.
more...
Yes.
Have you raced at Buckmore Park?
Yeah, a few times, but I've won there every time.
You won there every time.
Yeah.
We went there twice. We won. We got a lap record, and then his race coach was like, "Let's just move on from here as well now.
Oh,
Like,
really?
We don't need to be
Wow.
here."
Wow.
And obviously, like at Bayford Meadows in Sittingbourne, we went there 2 weeks ago for a BM plate. We wasn't going to enter it because there was a lot of other kids in the thing. I was like, give them a go. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But his race coach was like, let's just go and race. Like the team's here because we're based at the track.
Yeah.
And we went out in qualifying, poled it straight away. Went out in the first heat, broke the lap record in his new class, which they were all setting in August in the summertime. We was like 0 degrees, and he still beat their leg on a slick tyre.
And in the qualifying.
And in the qualifying. And when we went in the wet, it went torrential, the rain. Like, it was the worst run I've ever seen in karting, like, since we've been doing it. And we was lapping faster than a junior road tax. So we were like, and they're like 15, like, you know, from like 12 up to 16 years old.
Wow.
We was
They're
lapping
hitting-
faster than them in the wet.
They're
Wow.
hitting 85. So if I was in that class, I reckon 5th or 4th in the end.
That's
So
incredible.
he's a very talented lad.
Yeah.
I think like in karting as well. I think mentally you have to be right for it as well.
Mm.
You can't just turn up and think I'm just going to go around the track. You got to make sure you've got it in your head that you're going to be there, be competitive. You're going to push yourself. And it's quite a disciplined sport, really.
Yeah. No.
But this
for
is
sure.
what, as you said, discipline, and for this young age, especially, when he started 5, it wasn't that high, but at the moment, it's literally a...
And it's taken a little while to get to that, hasn't it? Like, because if, you know, something didn't go his way, or, you know, if that happened first thing in the morning, that would ruin his whole day. He'd really beat himself up about it. Whereas now, we're just very much like, it's happened, let's move on. Like, let's, you know, we go again in the next one. So, like, being positive, I always say to you, don't I? We've got to be positive all the time.
So, Ronnie, can I ask you, around the world, and you look at all the Formula One circuits, where would you like to go? Which is your favourite circuit when you watch a bit on Formula One? What's your which is the circuit you think I'd really like to race there?
Probably like France.
Yeah.
But they don't do it anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, the Magny-Cours circuit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to go race there.
Yeah. What about Silverstone? Because you've been to Formula One, haven't you, at Silverstone?
Yeah, it's all right track. It's
Yeah.
just-
You meant to say it's the best one.
Are you watching it? You've been to Silverstone? How you find it on a race day?
and it's really,
Enjoy?
yeah, I enjoyed it because it was a really different because he had all conditions except from snow and frost. But in the end, Hamilton came out on top, which I really like that.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it, that day?
It was very good. So we took him last year, and we done the 4-day camping thing there. We
you
took our
had the whole
caravan.
experience.
Yeah.
We took the caravan, done 4 days in a farmer's field, didn't we?
Yeah.
And just done the whole experience, like 4 days with it, and it was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really good.
Partying after that as well? You joined
Yeah.
that?
You made it onto Silverstone's Instagram, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Oh,
We managed to get right to the front, and he's like got his arm up, and then we got to
But
see
these are the
Stormzy, didn't we?
experiences and moments that
Yeah.
you
We
want
waited
to
in the
get.
rain for Stormzy for about 3 hours.
Yeah, all because he
Like, we
wanted to be
was-
at the front.
But it
Yeah.
was so wet, though, wasn't it? There was so many days wet. I mean, the weather was so changeable every day.
Could have been dry.
Yeah, and the Friday was dry in the morning.
Yeah,
wasn't
they
it?
chucked it down on practice,
It did.
which that day both McLarens came on top,
They
which
did. They were
everyone
amazing.
thought the McLarens were going to win that weekend.
Yeah. But they blew their strategy. Didn't they? They blew the strategy in the race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wrong pit stop at the wrong time,
Yeah.
and that was it.
a lot of them done that.
Yeah, they did.
Okay,
Lewis
I
got it
would
right.
say, guys, if obviously we want to pitch to people, or if someone is listening and knows how can help a sport, is there anything you would like to say, or Ronnie, or just to?
I mean, obviously, any sort of sponsorship would be so greatly appreciated, and you know, like in return, like we've sort of said, you know, like we can put like company logos and stuff like on his race suit, on his go-kart, and you know, because the kart championship is sort of like televised. They've got their own like YouTube channel, and it's all well covered, which is always really good to watch. Obviously, even before Ronnie was racing in that, we used to watch all of them. So, and obviously now I do watch them all day, because if we're not there with him, so, and like, you know, mentioned on like his Instagram page, and where he's got nearly 1,000 followers, which is good. That's sort of creeping up a little bit more.
We'll share all these, obviously, little links for you as well. And Ronnie, is there anyone that you want to say a special thank you for all the help on sport? Are there some special people?
My dad, my mum, my granddad, my nan, and my family.
They're always right next to you, yeah? Is that helping you as well? that to know that someone is right next to you and
Yeah.
helping you to follow your dreams, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
This is great.
Well, I think we really have met our young inspiration today.
Yeah, we do. I am
Incredible
more
one.
than
Yeah.
inspired
Yeah.
by this boy and to see him, because I had the pleasure to see him growing and changing, and it's incredible. And what you guys are sharing here, it's a clear example that he's got talent, he is working hard for that, and I really hope we'll be able to find the right people for you as well to carry on with this dream. And you never know how far you're going to go, and you definitely will inspire lots of people around. Thank you very much for your time.
It's okay.
And we are here and we wait for you to come and share once you decide to go, once you win and you go to Dubai. Okay? We've got a deal.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you
Ronnie.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lorna. And thank you, Nathan.
Thank you.
So we really hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you're watching on YouTube, please do give us a like, and also do subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching us on Spotify, please do give us a follow. We hope you have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.